Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Perry Flips. Flips and Giggles on Facebook. Flips and Giggles also on Whatnot and eBay. Yeah. Welcome to another episode. If you like the show, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification button so that way you find out when there's a new episode every time it gets posted. Yeah, another week. We're at episode 99, so we're creeping closer. I'm actually recording video right now. Hello. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna do this one as a tester and then go from there. So I don't know if I like the light in here, but this is kind of what I'm working with. So it's earlier in the day. I usually podcast in like the afternoon. It's only like 10:30 in the morning right now. My youngest had like a random early release day. Like today was supposed to be a regular day. But I think because of all the snow, they had to get caught up on some shit. I don't know. So today's an hour early release. So it just kind of throws off the whole day. Not even an hour. It's like 2 hours, I think. So it just kind of throws off the whole day. And if I was going to, do the podcast, in the afternoon, I just don't know if it would have gotten done because my oldest is like, when she gets home, she's just off the wall. And I wanted to take them somewhere too, cause they're getting out at 1. So I'm thinking about going to a card shop. I've got some cards I want to get graded. And, there's one that my daughter really likes, one of my cards. So I want to get that graded and put it like in a like little maybe frame or something so she can put it up on her wall. It's the Wiggly Tuff. I can't remember which Wiggly Tuff it is. It's got like a bunch of, it's like the Wiggly Tuff in the middle and there's a bunch. I'm terrible at knowing the names. I'm just now starting to learn all of like the different names. And I've been collecting Pokemon since the 90s, you know what I mean, which is crazy. I mean, I took a break, obviously. Took a break to be a drunk. Basically, I sold my car. I can't remember if I sold them or if I gave them away. It's worse if I gave them away. I feel like it might be better if I gave them away. I feel like I gave them to a friend's like little brother or something. But I might have sold them. Like there was a point when I was just selling shit. Like I had sold my first guitar. And it was just so I could get money to go party. That was like in my teen years. I was like, I just want to go party. That's all I want to do. And so, I sold a lot of stuff. And that's basically why I'm a reseller today. I apologize if I've said that like a million fucking times, but I feel like there's more stuff for me that I missed at the intro. I kind of threw me off because I was trying to figure out the camera and all that shit. But now that I'm kind of rolling, I feel like I missed something, but I'm not really sure. So, it's the last 2 days have been like in the 50s, which I know for most people they're like, oh, that fucking sucks. That's cold. But in New England, man, 50s and sunny. And we went out for a walk. We took our time. My fucking kid, dude. We left yesterday. And so I had some like mud boots on her, like rain boots. Because the whole road is, we live down a dirt. It's like not a dirt road, but it's like a dirt road. It's not like a dirt road in the middle of nowhere, but it's a dirt road. And so it's all fucking muddy, and there's like huge craters in it that like they'll fix it like once a year, and it lasts for like 6 months, and then after the winter, or after like it starts raining a bunch, these just gets these huge craters in it. It sucks because when I have a yard sale, people are like, your road sucks. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? This is where I live. This is where the best yard sale in the fucking area is. I'm gearing up for that. So that's coming up soon. So it's been like in the 50s. And so we go to take my dog for a walk. My new dog, new old dog. I tell my kid, I'm like, listen, it's not a muddy puddle day. Like there's times when we're like, we put on the rain boots and we're like, all right, go fucking nuts. Like it's warm enough. Go nuts. Yesterday was warm, but it wasn't like warm enough to go nuts in muddy puddles. So she's like, okay, daddy, like I'll be I'll listen, this, that, and the other. All right, whatever. So we go and we leave, and like 2 seconds into the walk, she's like running and jumping and doing something. And I can't tell her no because she's having a good time and she's outside. And I'm like, it's the first time it's been nice. And then she immediately trips and fucking like, boom, both knees in the dirt, like caked on her knees, onto her hands. So that wasn't that bad. I get her up. I let her wipe her hands on me. We finished the walk. So then today we go and her boots are still. So when we get back after the walk yesterday, she's like, Daddy, my boots are wet. And so at some point she like splashed hard enough to get like water into her boots, and her boots were fucking soaked. So they were even soaked today. So I had to put her in sneakers. So I was like, listen, you really can't be jumping in the muddy puddles in sneakers. Like, you got these are your only sneakers right now. Like, I don't feel like buying you new sneakers just to play in. Like, these are your play sneakers. Just try to keep them not soaking wet. Like, just that's it. And she's like, okay, And same thing. We start walking, 2 seconds and she trips. This time she gets like her fully caked on her hand, like just a mud pie in her hand, on her knees again. So she gets up. I wipe it off. I'm like, all right. We start walking. She falls again, and then just gets like a fucking fat load of. That was a weird way to describe it. A big old fat turd, I guess, of mud on her jacket. This is at the beginning of the walk, so I'm like, all right, this is going to be a long walk. So we finished the walk, and that was it. She didn't get her feet wet, at least. But then I'm going to clean her up. I get all her stuff off, and she's been snotty, but not today. The last few days she has. So I didn't give her any medicine today because I'm like, she's, I don't want to give her medicine if she doesn't really need it. And so I'm going to clean her up, and as, I'm cleaning up her, taking her clothes off, getting her new clothes on, washing her hands or whatever. I noticed that she's got like fucking snots all over her forehead, in her hair. Like, she had there's something about Mary hair shit going on in her hair with boogers. It was fucking disgusting. It was so gross. I was like, how the fuck did you do this? She's been on one today. She's been demanding me to do shit all day. So yeah, we switched up. We usually do TV time when I make lunch. But we're going to probably go out to get lunch because sister's getting out earlier. So I'm letting her do her TV time now. And I told her to come down quietly to get me if she needs anything. So if she comes down here screaming and yelling, I apologize. Because I'm probably not going to cut it out. So yeah, another week. I finish up my first semester of my social media marketing class. And then I switch to the next half of the semester. I have 2 classes, and I do broadcasting, which should help for this, and then graphic arts and design, which I'm excited for because I suck at that stuff. So those are the classes that I'm actually like interested in. About all the other stuff I've been like, this last class was, I did all the assignments and I feel like I haven't done anything. It's been like, I almost have anxiety because I feel like I've reached out to the professor, and I'm not like an anxious person, but like, I've almost done with school. So I'm like, I don't want to fuck up at the very end and just like not, and have to do something extra. Like, I just want to be done in the fall. I'm almost done. And, so I emailed the professor. I'm like, there's an assignment that he posted, and I clicked the link. There's nothing on there. No assignment. Assignment's not mentioned anywhere else. I'm looking, I go back through all the weeks. I don't see this assignment anywhere. So I send him an email, never gets back to me. So I go and I look, and he's got his phone number. So I'm like, I guess I have to text this guy. So I texted him like this week, which was a week later. I'm like, hey, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Like, I'm showing some missed assignments, and also I didn't see this assignment that you just posted last week. And so he gets back to me. He's like, oh, sorry, the system's acting up. Just for this assignment, just write like a couple. It's about LinkedIn because it's social media. He's like, just write a couple paragraphs about like what you think of LinkedIn. It's like, that's it. That's the assignment. So like, I have to do that. And then I have my final project, which is like, it's fairly easy. You just have to like basically audit some brand on social media. So I honestly haven't even started that. It's due next Wednesday. I've been working on my taxes because I'm terrible. Like, I have all my taxes in order, and I have ways that I organize it. It's just at the end of the year, I then have to go and do it all. And it's a pain in the ass, and I should stop doing it that way. I use my reseller Genie. Not a sponsor as of right now, but I do use them, and that like helps out a lot. It makes it a lot easier. So yeah, I need to get better at doing my taxes. I have a tax guy, and like he's always fine with the way I do them, but like it doesn't take that long. It takes like, that's the problem. It doesn't take that long, but it's like takes longer than it should. Like it should just be like a 10-minute, like, all right, let me just recap, make sure all the numbers look good. But it's not that. I'm like, I have all my receipts. I'm the guy with all the receipts in a folder. But most of my stuff I do on a business card. So like the only thing I have that I have to go through is like all the other transactions. So that's pretty much it. Like that's not really, which is stuff I should be like putting down, but it's not. It's just like I've got like notes, like spent $50 in a estate sale here, or like a coupon, or a cash receipt from Savers or some shit like that, So I got to do that, and I got to do my mom's taxes this time because she fucking died. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I have to do her taxes too. So I'm hoping that we don't have to pay a bunch of money this year. It's going to suck. We have no idea what to expect. I already talked to my tax guy about it, and he was like, he didn't seem too concerned with it. But they never do. They work with so many people. It's like, what. But we've been going to this guy for like years, and it started rough with this guy, but like he's legit, and he's like, he just was taking forever to get back to us, and he was like blaming it on the fact that he doesn't have an assistant. I'm like, so hire a fucking assistant, dude. Like, and then like ever since then we've been cool. Like he's I'll hit him up for shit if I'm not sure about this or that, and all that good stuff. We've got another Whatnot sale coming up this Thursday, so tomorrow. We switched our shows to Thursday nights. It seems like Thursdays are a better night. Like I said, I was advertising in a lot of other shows on Wednesday nights, and it was like competing with my, you know what I mean? I'm like competing with myself basically, because I'm advertising, because I'm competing. Fuck, I just fucked that up. I'm advertising in people that are selling similar stuff, but they're my competition, and these people are already there for them, so it's kind of hard to like pull those people away. But most of the people I advertised with didn't do shows on Thursday night, so that kind of worked out. So this Thursday we have silver. It's mostly my mom's silver. She had a shitload of silver, silver rings, charms, all that shit. So I'm hoping this one does well. I'm kind of nervous because silver is, you can get good money for silver if I wanted to turn around and sell it on eBay. But I'm like, you know what? Let me give some good shit to sell. Hopefully it does well. So I am, I'm hoping it does well. That's the point I'm at with this, with Whatnot, is just like, you're just hoping that it does well. I did get some stuff this weekend at an estate sale. There was an estate sale a few weeks back. It might have been like a month or so back. And I didn't go. I was going to go, but like there was other sales that day. And it was one of those things where I would have had to get there crazy early, and the prices were probably going to be pretty high. Oh, excuse me. So I just opted out. I went to another thing. I think I went to another sale that day. And so this was the fourth day of the estate sale. They had done the weekend that they had originally done. They did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think. Or no, they did Saturday, Sunday, and then I think they did another day, and then they did it like a fourth day. So this was the fourth day after like 2 times. So they were like to the point where the prices were too high. That's what I heard from people in line. You go to estate sales and people talk. And most of them had already been to the other 3 sales. And they were like, yeah, the prices were too high. And so this time they had done fill a bag for $25. So I was like, all right, sweet. Like, I'm going to go fill it up, because they posted some pictures and there was still a lot of stuff left. So I got there. There was another estate sale like an hour away, And I was like, all right, I'm going to go to that one first, and then I'll go shoot over to the other one and get in line, like, 45 minutes early, whatever, 20. I ended up getting there like 20 minutes early. And I was like, I was 23rd because she counted as we were walking in. I was 23rd, and right after she counted me, she stopped the line, and she was like, all right, I'm going to give these people a few minutes to browse, and then when some people come out, you can go in. So I was like, fuck yeah, I got there just in time. And there was like 2 people sitting in their car when I got there, and they just were waiting in their car because there was no line in the one of the driveways. But if you read the instructions, it said you had to stand in line on the other side. So I read the instructions. I parked immediately, got up, went, and there was already a line. So I jumped in that line, and then the other 2 people walked over after. So they would have been in. At least one of them would have been in if they had just gotten up and gotten out of the car. So I always just get up and go out and wait because you never know. And so yeah, they had like, it was all like vintage. I gotta remember that I'm on camera. I just almost like dug into my balls. Like, okay, you can't see that. I wasn't digging. I was just fixing my shit. And where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, so it was one of those houses that just was so many different rooms. Like it didn't. Everything was claustrophobic, but there was so many rooms in this house. Like every room was tiny, but there was a bunch of rooms, and some rooms led into others. So it was very kind of confusing. And when I went in, I heard this lady, and she was kind of describing the layout of the house. And I went by her layout, which was not very, she was kind of descriptive, and I should have went upstairs first, which was where the stuff I wanted most was. But I went in and went to the other side. But it ended up working out. I bought like a whole collection of Pez, and we did a whatnot for pop-up for Pez on Saturday. It went all right. We sold a bunch of them, made my money back on the Pez already for what I paid at the cash out of everything at the estate sale. But I got those, and then there was just a bunch of like stuffies and hats. There was like a bin of new old stock, like mostly women's and youth. So I grabbed that whole thing because they were all brand new, and they're all college teams. So you don't really see like, they're all Adidas, all brand new, all college teams. So you don't really see that too often. And it was fill a bag. So I just threw those in the bag. Bunch of miscellaneous random shit that I found. And then they had these little statue figurine things like that look like little mannequins. And those were called The Latest Thing or something like that. I looked them up before I went to the sale because they were interesting looking. They don't go for a ton, but there were so many of them that I was like, you know what, for this price, like I'll just take a chance on it. It was something like there was a ton of glassware in the house. And if I dealt with glass, I would have been like happier than a pig in shit. But like it was hard because they were like, we're not holding anything for people because we're short staffed. But like they had so much stuff that it was like, what do you expect people to do with their pile? Like you want people to buy a bunch of stuff, and a lot of it was glassware. So you had people like going through like wrapping their own glassware. I was like, I'm not dealing with that. So these things are like resin. I threw them all in the bag and like stuffed some of the stuffies in there with them and kind of just like walked very slowly. I managed to not break any of them, which I don't know how the fuck I did that. But they're cool. So I'm going to run a sale for those like next week. But it was just cool to be at like an estate sale. I know this one was like the 4th day and they had already, but there's like sales on the horizon. There's a town-wide yard sale coming up next month. First one that they're doing. So those are always good. Anytime they do a first time town-wide yard sale, they can be pretty good. Except for my town. My town's town-wide yard sales suck, dude. It's always the same people. And they always have bullshit and they want way too much money for it. So, people love my yard sale in this area because people come from like other states to go to my yard sale because it's like, it's not shit that like I want to sell. A lot of times if it's like, like I have 2 Apple computers that are like working Apple computers. They're just locked. So I don't know how to fucking unlock them. I don't feel like dealing with it. I could probably get a lot more money for them if I just dealt with it. But, I don't have time for that. And I paid like, I think $5 each for them. So I'll just put them back in my yard sale and somebody else can fucking buy them for $5 each. You know what I mean? Like, And then they're happy. They're getting a deal. They're getting some good shit. And people aren't going to be happy though, because I usually have video games, and I'm not going to be doing video games at my yard sales anymore. They just every video game I have sells on Whatnot. Like, it's crazy. Even the ones that, like, you know, I would put on eBay and they just would not sell. Like, everything. Every time I have a video game sale, I sell out of everything. So there's not going to really be any video games at my yard sales anymore. And I talked to my neighbor, who's the older guy. He was wanting me to help him with a yard sale last year, and I just didn't have time. And not that I didn't have time. I had too much stuff at one point. I just, you know, I had to have a yard sale. It was like one day that I had free. So I have a few weeks to plan. I've got, you know, I don't have anywhere to put stuff outside for a yard sale yet. There's still snow, you know, in the areas that I usually set up. So I need that snow to melt. I need everything to dry out. So it's going to be a few weeks till I can have my yard sale. But I'm excited. I need to have a yard sale. I have so much shit. And it's going to be combination estate sale with the rest of the shit at my mom's place. I'm pointing back, like, you know, behind me is where, like, my mom's house is. My mom died. She didn't die at the house. But that's where her shit is. So, and we're just slowly transitioning. The house is a fucking mess right now. We're slowly transitioning the house from, like, you know, my mom's living space to, like, ours. But we've got the kids, and so they make a mess everywhere they go. So we're like, all right, we're going to go over there and do some work. And then they just bring over a bunch of toys, and it's a huge mess and overwhelming. And so, yeah, now the basement has kind of become, if we can start moving their toys out of the basement, that would be nice, because the basement's kind of become my office space. And now I need a new office chair because I just broke my fucking office chair, which means I have to figure out how to get rid of an office chair, which sucks. I just got my new dump sticker, but the dump is like, you know, they give you these flimsy ass blue bags that you have to use, like they have to go in these fucking blue bags. It's such a pain in the ass. I could just roll up with a bunch of bags of what, you know, the regular trash bags and throw them in. It would be fine. All I'm doing is a lot of times I put trash bags in them and then just throw them in the dump. It's annoying as fuck. But I went to go sign up for the dump sticker today, and it didn't even occur to me until I was, like, almost done that the girl who is helping me, said this on the podcast a couple weeks ago, like, I had to call about the plow. And I wasn't being, like, shitty. I was just, like, you know, being like, it was day 3 of not being plowed out. And I understood that this wasn't this girl's problem. But I was just like, you know, I was like, why didn't you guys have people out, like, during the storm? She's like, we did. And she just started getting, like, really, like, shitty with me. Like, she's probably had to answer that question a million times. I get it. So she's just like, I'm not going to argue with blah, blah, blah. And she's just, like, hung up on me. I wasn't really even being argumentative. I was just asking questions. And so I realized it was that girl. I could tell, I like heard her voice, but I was like, fuck, I hope she doesn't recognize me. But she probably got people that were way worse than me, because I wasn't, like, yelling or anything. I was just kind of being, you know, snarky. So I don't think she remembered me. So yeah. What else? I feel like there's more to this past weekend. Oh, I was bidding on a storage unit, and I was going to win. I know I was going to win. I was the high bidder. There was about an hour left, and you can kind of tell when it's down to 2 people. So this person kept, like, bidding me up just by, like, $10. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to bid it up 200, and then, you know, hopefully that'll be enough. Because I was willing to go even, like, higher than where I was at. And then I got the notification, like, I checked it, and then, like, 5 minutes later, I, like, pull up my phone, and it was, like, canceled. Your auction has been canceled. It was a good storage unit, too, so that one got canceled. I'm still kicking myself over the fucking unit from, like, a few weeks ago where I just stopped bidding. Oh, man. This is why I'm making a podcast about this shit, because I do it, like, you know, weekly. Weekly I do dumb shit where I'm like, man, I wish I didn't do that. But that's going well. I'm working on that. I've got 2 guests signed on, you know, not, like, signed on, but the both that I reached out to, and they're like, yeah, I'm down. That sounds fun. And then still just the one potential sponsorship. So yeah, it's not really a sponsorship. They want to like affiliate with me. But I'm not sure if it's nothing's 100% yet. They sent the offer. They want to get on a call. But I haven't spoken to them yet on the phone. I reached out and said, let me know what's a good time to do this call, and haven't heard back. So we'll see. It is what it is. It's not, that's not going to make or break the show. Sponsorships, it's not a huge part of it. I want it to be a big part of it. Not a big part of it, but I want there to be prizes. And at first, I'm going to probably have to foot the bill for prizes. So we'll start probably $50 price range and then go up from there. So, but yeah, it's just getting people to submit their stories. I don't have any stories to do. The whole podcast is about people submitting their stories. So, I recorded a little trailer type thing of me talking. Can't tell. Am I shining? Is there shiny on my face? Is it my glasses? I can't tell. I know the camera's going to be a distraction for me. I love this fucking camera, by the way. It's the Canon EOS RV50 or something like that. I really like this camera, so shout out to my boy, K Schaefer Media. That's his Instagram, I think. He put in the suggestion for what I should get for a camera, so that's the homie. I really like this camera. Where the fuck was I going with this? I don't even remember where I was going with this. I had something that I wanted to talk about, and then I completely just forgot what I was talking about because I was talking about this camera. Huh. Well, and I didn't even smoke before this. I feel like I'm to the point where I'm not better at podcasting when I'm high. Well, I might be better in the morning, because at the end of the day, when I'm trying to, I've noticed that I just smoked before or whatnot, and I'm I'm not great at it. I'm oh, this is not as good as I normally would. But at the end of the day, I'm so tired. We do these whatnots at 8:30 at night after we put the kids to bed. And if it's a day that my wife's worked, it's exhausting. It's a long day. Oh, I was talking about the new podcast. So yeah, I need people's stories. I need people to send me in stories. So yeah, I've talked about it on here before. But if you have a story, it's 2 to 5 minutes. You can send a video or an audio clip, whatever you're comfortable with. And it's just about a time like that where you were bidding on a storage unit and for some reason you stopped. Or the story I was going to lead with was the Tom Brady story that I told, I think last week, about the guy, and he had the cards on his table for 45 minutes. I think I told it last week, so I don't want to tell it again. But if I didn't tell it last week, now people are going to be like, what the fuck? I want to hear this story. So, yeah, I guess that's the trade-off for when you do podcasts by yourself and you just fucking talk for an hour without a script. You don't know what the fuck you're going to talk about. But yeah, it's getting into the nicer season. I've been looking into there's the 127 mile yard sale. I'm trying to plan shit in advance. And it's hard because my wife, her job does not let her plan shit in advance. I love her flexibility with her work weekly schedules and shit, but when it comes to planning stuff, it's kind of a pain in the ass. You can't really plan, on her schedule. She has to take the time off in advance, and which I get it, she has an important job, but it's just annoying when you have a job that you can just be I can do whatever the fuck I want. You should be able to do whatever the fuck you want too. I'm like fucking Monkey D. Luffy, just you should just be free, bro. Be free. I watched the live action One Piece when it first came out, and I had never watched the anime, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to get into the anime. I got 20 something episodes in, but there's just so many. I like it. It's good. There's so many. I don't really watch too many shows. When I have some time at the end of the day, I want to play some video games and then go to bed. I was spending a lot of time using my mom's death as an excuse to just kind of take time off. And so I was playing video games like in the middle of the day. I'd be like, oh, I've got like an hour while my kid's chilling, and I'll play some video games, and wasn't getting work done. And like, so the last few days I've really buckled down, and like, I've only been playing video games at night. So it's hard to watch a show when that's the only time you get to play video games and you like to game. But I really like the live action. I thought I had tried to get my wife to watch it, which I think I did, and she just didn't like it. And so the new season's coming out, and I was like, are you sure you don't want to try this show? Like, you want to give it one chance? We didn't have anything to watch, so I think Sunday night we started the first episode, and she was telling me how tired she was all day. So I was like, fuck, she's not going to make it through this episode. Like, and so she ended up loving it. She loved it. We watched a full episode, and then we watched another half episode before she had to go to bed for work. And then last night we were watching it, and she was like, she's like, why did you get me? Because I was telling her the first season is only like 6 episodes, I think. She was like, why did you get me addicted to a show that's only 6 episodes? I was like, well, if you want to watch more, there's the anime. There's like 1,000+ episodes. We can watch it, and then we'd never be in a show hole. I don't know if you guys remember that show hole commercial. It's like, it was like not Sir Ian McCullen. Who's the other? Terrence something, the old British guy. He was in Clockwork Orange. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. But anyway, it's a commercial with him, and he's like talking about a show hole, and it's like a person on a couch with like this big fluffy like blanket or some shit. I can't tell if my recording is gonna die. Do I have battery? I hope I have battery. I can't tell. Oh no, it looks like my battery's good. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure this out. That's why I did like one recording before. The next episode will probably be the one with video, unless this works out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I wanted to start fucking around and see how easy it would be to just record a video podcast with this thing, and then edit it and all that stuff. So we'll see. I keep going off on tangents when I'm about to talk about something. It's pissing me off. The show hole, I don't know. But yeah, so now the second season's coming out. So we've got like maybe 1.5 episodes left until we're caught up for the second season. Because second season just came out like 2 nights ago or last night. I can't remember. But I'm like lightweight trying to get into the One Piece cards. I got into a break last night. I got to stop doing these fucking breaks on Whatnot. My God. Because it's just gambling at this point. But there was like nobody bidding on these break spots. So like they were going for like $3. So I bought a few of them at $3. And I was getting like the good hits. But I had to go to bed. So I don't even know what I ended up getting. And there's not really a way to check. So I could just get completely ripped off. But who knows? We'll see. Hopefully it was a reputable seller. They had good reviews and shit. So. I had one guy I was afraid because I got a slab, and he was like pissy about the price of the slab. It was a Japanese Umbreon, I forget which, an EX or something like that. It's a really nice card, but it was a CGC 10 graded slabbed, and I got it for like $20 shipped, and he was like bitching, and it took him like a week to finally ship it. So I was wondering if he was actually going to ship it, but he did. He shipped it. It's in good shape. So I think I'm going to take that and a couple other cards and some sealed shit and try to make some trades at this card shop today. I want to walk out of there spending like $200 after trades and get like some sealed product and like a slab or two. Like I want to get a One Piece slab and possibly a Pokemon slab. And then I want to get the other stuff graded and get some stuff. So we're going to have a big day at the card shop if we end up going. We'll see. I want my neighbor to go with me. He's been talking about going to card shops. But I don't know. He's I think his wife's working today. His wife like works like 1 or 2 days in the actual office. Most of the time she works from home. So I don't know if he's going to be feeling taking 3 kids to a card shop, but we'll see. I wanted to take my kids out to lunch, But my wife's like, she wants to go out to dinner. So she just has FOMO. I'm like, we don't need to go out to dinner. Like, I can take them to lunch. It's cheaper. And then we can make dinner at home. Like, we have all this food to make dinner. The only reason I would do lunch is because it's like right when we eat lunch. So I'd have to go pick her up, come back, make lunch. So that pushes everybody eating back like 2 hours. You know what I mean? So if we go to the restaurant, we get to sit down. We're fucking eating in like 30 minutes. So that's where I was thinking. But, you know, we'll see. I feel like I have some other shit to talk about. Let me see. How am I doing on time here? Ooh, we're cruising. We're cruising. Oh, I got to call this. All right, let's see. Oh, so we were driving to school today, and my daughter's like this song. It's called like the Macaroni Song, and it's like a 1 minute song. There's a bunch of them, and it's just this guy, and it's to the beat of Hey Now You're an All-Star. Like, it starts off like somebody wants something, you know. It goes to that rhythm, but it's just about like macaroni. None of the words make sense, and at the end of each song, it has something to do with Justin Bieber, and then he sings in a Justin Bieber voice, like baby, 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 oh, and then they fart. Like, it's just like uncontrollably farting. And my kids love it. They think it's the funniest fucking goddamn song like ever. So we were, you know, driving to school today, and I was like, and for some reason the Bum Bum song popped into my head. So I was like, let me put on the Bum Bum song for these kids. Like, I didn't remember it being like, you know, bad. It was stupid, and like, you know, there's like talks about poop and butts and stuff. So I put it on, and we're listening to it, and like, I knew every word because I listened to that song I don't know how many times as a kid, and they're dying laughing. Like, they think it's hilarious. Like, and I'm telling them, I go, listen, girls, we're in the car right now. It's just you and me. We don't talk like this when we're out with other people. So the bum bum poo poo stuff, like, it's fine while we're hanging out, joking around, but we're not going to go to school today and be like singing the Bum Bum song. So hopefully I don't get a call. But it's harmless. It's not like you know, anything weird or sexual. It's just fucking Tom Green talking about putting his bum on things. But I couldn't believe, as I was listening to it, I was like, this was a #1 song, like on MTV, on TRL for a while, which is crazy to me. Like, I couldn't believe the fact that song was as popular as it was. I mean, it's a funny song, you know what I mean? It's silly, but it's more of like a kid song now. Overheating, shutting down. Oh shit. All right. Well, I guess this is good to know. So this is going to probably just be audio. I got to ask my buddy how to avoid it overheating. How the fuck did that just happen? Is this still recording the audio? All right. The audio is still recording at least. So that's good. All right, well, I guess next episode we'll have video. I'm glad I did a test run because, it just overheated. Is it hot? It is. Huh. I wonder if my cord isn't good. I don't know. I'm going to have to hit up my buddy after this and see what the fuck to do about that. Because, I should be able to record an hour podcast. It's got to be the cord. Maybe I need a better cord. That's the only thing plugged in is just this little cord. I mean, I got a Belkin. I don't know. Hey, I'm producing on the go here. This is what we're doing. So anyway, back to the Bum Bum song. Real pressing, important stuff. But yeah, man, I couldn't believe, I was like, this song was wildly popular at one point. Tom Green had some other bangers too. He had I'm Gonna Throw the Piggy Off the Hill. I'm going to throw the piggy off the hill. I'm going to throw the piggy off. I'm going to throw the piggy off. I'm going to throw the piggy off the hill. And he threw these little piggies. It was so stupid. So fucking stupid. But my kids thought it was hilarious. So, we're going to be listening to the Bum Bum song again, I think. I'll have to show them the music video. uh, I actually probably shouldn't show them the music video. I feel like wasn't that in an Eminem song about him humping a dead moose? I think he does hump a dead moose in that song. I don't remember. Maybe he humped a dead moose in the Tom Green show. I don't think he actually did it in the Bum Bum song video. I'll have to watch the Bum Bum song video before I make a decision on whether I'll let my kids watch the Bum Bum song video. Anyway, where was I? I can't believe this fucking camera just overheated, man. It was blinking. I wasn't sure. I thought it was the battery, but it had full battery. So I'm not really sure. And I just found out, okay, speaking of technology, I just found out. So I went to go print something. I never print anything. So I went to go print something off my printer, and it just kept saying, it wasn't going to work. So I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So finally I'm like, all right, I had a couple minutes. I'm like, I need to figure this out because we don't really use a printer a ton, but we do need it. So it says like, go to this website. I go to the website and immediately it's like, your subscription has ended. I'm like, what the fuck? So my mom had a subscription and I thought it was just for like, to get like printer ink. Like they send us printer ink. So that's what I assumed like that was. And obviously she died and we canceled her cards and all that stuff. And I didn't even think about the printing thing. And so I realized like you have to, like you can't print on this printer without a subscription. Even if you have your own ink, even if you have your own paper, you have to pay them like $7 a month to be able to print. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I don't know if that's just because it's like Wi-Fi, but like, that's crazy. I've never heard of having to pay to print from your own house before. If you have a printer and ink and all that shit. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that for very long. It's convenient because it's like, you can just print it. You don't have to have it hooked up to anything. But that's fucking ridiculous that you can't use a printer without subscribing to their service. And then he was trying to give me a free printer. And I'm like, there's no such thing as a free lunch, buddy. Like, I told him I didn't want it. He didn't really press it. But this guy sounded like he was both AI and also from India. Like, it was fucking crazy. I was like, is this AI with an Indian accent? Like, I can never tell. That's the craziest part to me is when you call somebody and you can't really tell. Because everybody kind of sounds like they're AI now. And I don't know if it's just the way they're speaking or if like people are like, listen, this is how you should talk now or what. But this guy sounded like he was fucking Indian. But then at the same time, I was like, this guy's AI. I've asked people before. I'm like, are you AI or a real person? They go, no, I'm a real person. I'm like, you kind of answered that like you weren't a real person. But yeah, I couldn't believe that you have to pay a subscription service for fucking printing. That's fucking nuts. It's crazy. Crazy world we live in these days. All right, what else do I have on the docket? Oh yeah, so that speeding ticket. Speaking of dockets, I had that speeding ticket. Talk about finding. I just wrote talk about finding something. I got that speeding ticket couple months, like 6-7 months ago, and so they gave me the continuance, or like, you got 6 months, you come back, if everything's cool, then we'll take this off your record, you won't get any fines or this, that, and the other. I was like, all right, cool. So court date comes up and it's the week of the biggest fucking snowstorm like we've had in decades, and the place that I have to go to do this got hit the hardest. Like, they got fucking destroyed by snow. So they weren't even open. So I called, the courthouse every day. They weren't open. So finally I get a hold of them on Friday. They're like, oh, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. Call back on Monday. I call back on Monday. They're like, hey, we're still trying to figure out. Call back next Monday. So at this point, I'm like driving around like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, this was supposed to be taken off. Like, I don't plan on getting pulled over, but if I do, like, it's just going to be that much worse because I don't have this taken off. And so I call back like a week later, ready to be like, yo, like, just take the shit off. Like, it's crazy. I was ready to go in on somebody at the courthouse. And I finally, she's like, so what is it for? And I explained to her what it's for. And she's like, oh yeah, those are all forgiven. And I'm like, well, okay, so I'm good. Like, I don't have to come in. Like, she's like, no, you're good. So I'm hoping that she knows what the fuck she's talking about. But it would have been like a 40-minute ride to get there. And then parking, there's no parking there. You have to park on the street, and the streets are completely fucked up from snow. Probably still, because they got way more than we did, and we still have snow everywhere. And it's a bigger city where that courthouse is, so like they definitely had more shit to do. But who knows? I'm glad I didn't have to go back. I'm very glad I didn't have to go back. And I hope I don't have to go back. I hope I don't get a letter and this lady doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. So, there's some estate sales. There's like an estate sale tomorrow on a Thursday. I don't know how that's going to go. Didn't really say what she had. And she didn't put the address up. So I have to remember to hit her up to be like, what's the address later? Because she said she's posting it at night. I hate when people do that. They post on Facebook, like in Marketplace, like, yeah, I'm posting, I'll update the address tonight. It's like, well, it doesn't like update, just go back out there. Like it still is buried and then I have to go find it. So yeah, I don't remember what I was just going to segue into. I put talk about finding something, but I don't remember what it was. They just started construction on the bridge near us. There's like a bridge right when you come out of my entrance to my neighborhood to the left. There's a bridge. And they're supposed to be like raising it so that bigger boats can go underneath. So it's not like it benefits me. It's not like, oh, this is a bigger boat so that they can fit like, fishing vessels under and we'll have fresh seafood right to our fucking door. And it's nothing like that. It's so fucking stupid fucking shoobies, tourists that come into town, for the summer can fucking take their stupid ass boats underneath. I'm pretty sure that's all it's for because there's nothing really on the other side. It's just like a cove or some shit. So yeah, they're like raising this bridge. I don't know how long it's gonna take. And then once summer comes, because like next month, at the end of the month, that's when like a lot of people start coming back because we live in like a kind of a beach town. It's not really a beach town. It is a beach town, I guess. Like a lot of businesses close, and then like, which is nice because you have a lot of businesses that you're like, oh man, like I love them and I don't get to eat them often, and then they're open for a few months and you get to pig out for a few months. A shoobie is a tourist, by the way. If you don't know, that's from Rocket Power. That's what they called the tourists who would come into town. Shoobies. The shoobies on Rocket Power would come in, and then just take over everything. So that's what happens. Yeah, it's it's nice because you get the winter where there's like not a ton of people. I mean, this winter sucked. So like, let's face it. But, when it's a milder winter, it's nice because there's not a ton of people. You don't have to like wait at restaurants. Once the summer hits, like restaurants get packed. There's fucking traffic everywhere. And so they're building this bridge and it's on a main road, like in and out of Cape Cod, which is where like we're right before Cape Cod. And, so there's going to be all this fucking traffic. It was already a pain in the ass just getting out of there for school the last 2 days. But they finish up like in the afternoon. So by the time we come back from school, they're done. But yeah, it's going to be a fucking pain in the ass. It's really going to be a pain in the ass. So we'll see. And when I tried to pull out yesterday, this fucking cop like almost smashed into me. I was parked, like, not parked, but like up at where you have to wait to go out and there's cars moving, like driving by. And he just starts backing up. So I had to like back my car out of his way before he hit me. Doesn't even acknowledge the fact that he almost hit me. I'm like fucking cussing him out and shit. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. If you almost hit my car and you're a cop, you need to fucking learn how to drive. Like, use your fucking signals, dude. Beep at me and let me know you're coming. Like, you see me here. You clearly see me here. I wasn't hiding. And so yeah, that's, they're doing that. I'm hoping it doesn't affect yard sale season because, I'm hoping that like they're not working on it on the weekends, which I don't think they will. So we'll see. And then I was just thinking, man, I kind of want to do an intro an intro song for this podcast. It's been like almost 2 years. I always just go right into it. I used to have an intro for my last podcast, the Itty Bitty Podcast. It was a fucking banger intro. But like I used to say the thing I would say, what would I say? I would say, this is the Itty Bitty Podcast. It's anything but, and it starts now. And then it would fucking kick into the intro. Yeah, I had a cool intro. I like that intro. So I don't know. I thought about it, but I don't know. This podcast might not be the one for that. But I do kind of want to get like some music as the intro. I want to learn how to make my own like beats and shit. Just for that, I can make like simple beats. Like I would make some beats that go hard as fuck. Just for podcasts, just for my podcast. But yeah, that was a long time ago. I haven't done that podcast in a while. Every time I leave like a negative review on a place, because I don't leave negative reviews on restaurants very often, but there's situations when I have to. There's one. Okay, so last week we went to a restaurant. It was a restaurant we had been to a couple years prior. I think I've talked about it on the podcast. And we brought our kids the last time, and we waited there. It was at like nighttime too, so it was like we had to get them, we got there early enough to where we could get in and get out before their bedtime, get them back. And this server just she didn't even come back for like, no exaggeration, it was like 20 to 25 minutes just to like take our order, like just to get drinks. We didn't even get drinks in that time. So we just got up and we left a negative review, didn't go back for a while, went back one time. It was all right. We were like, all right, we can try it again. So we wanted some Italian food. It's like the closest Italian place. So I was like, all right, let's go get Italian. Like we'll try this place again. It's in town. Like I don't want to drive that far. Got there early enough, and my wife, of course, had to open her fucking big mouth, dude. She's like, I was like, all right, we're making good time. She's like, yeah. She's like, as long as we don't get held hostage here like last time. I'm like, why would you say that? So server comes over, she's getting the drinks, everything's going smoothly. She takes our order, and she's taking our order. Some big parties are sitting down. So we're like, all right, good. Our order should be in before these parties. Perfect. So we get to the kids' food, and we're like, listen, we want the kids' food to come with everything. Like bring all of it together. The soup, the food, everything together. Nothing out first. Like all of it together. Not even like this. We didn't even want to leave the, like, if it's ready first, send it out. Like we didn't want to leave that. We wanted to be like, send it all out together. Because they had pasta. Pasta takes 2 seconds at a restaurant. Like, literally 2 seconds. They just fucking throw pre-cooked pasta into water, heat it up, and it's ready to go. So they bring the fucking pasta, like, almost immediately with the soups. And we're like, all right, well, at least the food is going to be coming right after this, right? Surely. So it's like another 30 minutes. The server finally comes by again, and my wife's like, is the food coming out soon? She's like, oh yeah, it should be right out. Another like 20 minutes go by. At this point, the kids are done eating. Like they've been done. And they're like, we want to go to the car. We're ready to go. Like we're ready to go. So she comes over again. I'm like, we need to get this to go. Like at this point, we got to go. Like these kids are done. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, I thought I was helping by bringing the food out early. And my wife's like, no, we told you to bring it out together. Like this is why we told you to bring it out together. Like, you didn't listen to what we asked you to do. So she brings the thing. She apologizes to me again. She's like, sorry, I really thought I was helping. She like doubled down on it. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not. You could tell she doesn't have kids. It's like, you don't have kids. And if you work in service, like I get it. You don't have kids, whatever. But you still, as a server, like even when I was a server and I knew like that people had kids, like I was trying to get the kids out of there because I knew I was going to have to clean their shit, get all this, like the tables broken down. So like I'm trying to get them out of there. And I know the parents want them out of there too. Like even when I didn't have kids, I knew this. And so, as a server, you just have to fucking know. I feel like this podcast is half just me bashing servers. I'm a former server, okay? I was a good fucking server, despite the fact that I had a terrible attitude most of the time and I was drunk and on drugs. I was still a really good goddamn server. Like I used to take like fucking, I remember there was one time I was at Chili's and they used to try to punish me just because I was really good, but I never played ball. Like I never, they'd be like, tuck in your uniform. Like, yeah, okay. Like, my shit was always dirty. Like, I would just always wear the same shit. Like, I didn't give a fuck. And so they sent everybody home one night, and they was like, yeah, we're gonna like send everybody home. It was dead, and we were in a college town, so like everybody went home, and it was probably like 30 minutes to close. Two big parties of like 13 plus both come into the restaurant at the same time. So I had to take both of those parties on either side of the restaurant, and I had people in the bar area, and I just was killing it. You know what I mean? Like, I used to do shit like that all the time. I worked at Yard House, and Yard House they would limit how many people you could take. And so like, I wasn't making a ton of money there. They didn't like prioritize you if you had another job. Hold on one second. Oh man, she almost made it the full hour without coming down. She just wanted to tell me how pretty she looked. So where was I? Oh yeah, so I was at Yard House, and they like would try to limit the amount of tables you took. And if you didn't like, if you were like, I have another job, they were like, oh, they wouldn't prioritize you with the schedule. They would just give you whatever was left over. Because they wanted you there like full time, but they were like weren't willing to like give you, you know what I mean? It was like kind of the catch-22. It's like, I'm not making enough money to go full time here. So I can't quit my job, but you won't give me more shit because I have another job. And so it was one day that like same type of situation. It was dead. It was super windy. And so nobody was sitting out on the patio, which is outside, because they have these fucking giant, if you've never been to Yard House, they have these giant yard glasses that are like these super tall beer glasses. And they would fall over constantly. I fucking hate those things. And in the wind, they would just be blowing off the table. Like, so it'd just be like, so people weren't sitting out there. So then the wind just died down out of nowhere. There was no wind. It became like a really nice day. And I was the only one on the patio, and they were getting slammed up front. So I was like, you can just keep seating people. So they sat me like table after table. I had almost the whole patio, and everybody was good. And they were like, how many tables do you have right now? And like, I told them I had like 9. And they're like, oh, that's too many. And they like cut me off. I was like, dude, this is the first time I'm making money at this place. So I quit. That was my last day there. I quit. I was like, that's it. It's like, I'm finally making money. You guys fucking like stop me from making money. Everybody was good. My tables were all handled. Nobody was like complaining. Like nobody, serving is easy. That's why I'm good at being a dad. I'm basically just serving 2 little fucking humans all day. Especially my daughter today. She's been demanding shit all day. She's been fucking no pleases out of her mouth today. It's exactly how it was. Like, you just fucking, when you're a server, you just do it. So I don't understand how servers struggle these days. Like, it's one of the easier jobs that you can have. I honestly prefer going to like corporate restaurants now, because the service is going to be at least better. The food's not going to be great all the time, but it's going to be like somewhat consistent. So, again, if you're a server and you're listening to this, step up your fucking game, because I don't want to have to go back to serving just to fucking prove that I still got it, and servers these days suck. Anyway, that's the podcast. I did an hour. This is like a full hour. I'm pissed about the video. I got to text my buddy right after this and be like, yo, this shit overheated. Is there a way to prevent that? So yeah. Anyway, that's the podcast. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and the notification, whatever, just so you get those notifications when the show comes out. We go live every Thursday night on Whatnot at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find me on Whatnot at Flips and Giggles. Flips and Giggles is also the name on eBay and Facebook. That's what I was missing earlier. Perry Flips on IG with a Z. Perry Flips with a Z. So yeah, and again, if you listen to the show, if you love the show, if you're a reseller and you have a good story about a time where you fucked up or where like shit just didn't work out as a reseller, something you think about often, you just want to get off your chest, send it to flipsandgiggles@outlook.com. Or you can DM me on social media and send me your little audio clip or video. So 2 to 5 minute video, of when you fumbled the bag. And, you might see it on the podcast. So anyway, that's the show. Check out our show this Thursday. We've got silver, sterling silver, jewelry, and accessories and stuff. And then, hopefully we'll have some more stuff going up on eBay. I've got some stuff to put up on eBay. I just haven't had a chance to get to it. I'm trying to get these taxes done. So once I get that done, I will be on it. So, and then hopefully next week will be episode 100. That's right, episode 100 next week. Hopefully I'll have a video for that once I can figure out this, because it was going great. It was like 40 minutes in, and then it just fucking overheated and shut off. So, I don't know if I have to film it in like 2 sections or what, but I'm gonna hit him up and see if I can't get this figured out. So, that's the cue. That's the dryer. The dryer just buzzed, and that's my cue to go get the laundry. So, all right, see you guys.